Welcome to another episode of Sitting with Shay J, where we explore impact and inspire change. I'm your host, Shay J, and it's still February, so of course I'm shining a light on Black excellence right here in our community. Now, I hope you checked out last week's episode. If you didn't, head on over to 9 News Plus, and you can see exactly what type of impact is happening in our community. So today's Black History Series guest is reshaping the narrative of women, families, and community. She is leading legislation that is impacting our communities. Can you please welcome Miss Sade Cooper? Hello.
Hey.
Welcome. We're excited to have you. As I look at Black History Month, you are one of my favorite guests to have on. I'm looking at your impact, and it's really shining through with your initiatives like CHIC, which we'll get into later. Also, your involvement in justice for Black Coloradans and educational justice for Black Coloradans. Please take me back to the moment where you were like, hey, I am ignited to really help pursue positive change. Like, what was that moment for you?
Man, if I could just say, when the Lord speak to you, let him speak, but act with urgency. And so I feel like during my journey of working with another nonprofit, like I seen the gaps. And so for us, it was like Lord said, be a part of the change, create it. If you see something that needs to be here and you don't see it, create it. And so was birth Sheik. But I think that had a lot to do of just listening to my purpose and what I've been called for, and just being in these environments where I'm like, okay, I know that I am here to shake shit up a little bit.
I like that. Now, when I look at your organization, I feel like it's so vital and really breaking intergenerational cycles. It's really vital in looking at how we look at poverty, violence, and those who are actively learning from your CHIC framework. When we look at this, can you tell me what is the core mission of CHIC and why CHIC to really answer this calling for your purpose?
Yeah, when I think about outside of the words that you see in our mission, like, why are we here? And that is to create 7 generations of change, generational change. That is our framework. We don't look at, or when you look at our program and say, what do we do today? We are looking and trying to create a program for a woman that we will never meet. That she will be inspired to move in her community through workforce, education, reentry, community. That is our framework. 7 generations of change. And if we can't answer that, then why are we doing this work? Because that is where true change lies.
I don't know who's watching and not being inspired right now. As a woman, I feel like this is so uplifting in so many ways. And as Black History Month is here, but all around the year, this is so uplifting to me. I know that women and empowering women is at the forefront of what you do, really creating these healthy families and thriving communities. I know I always tell people, if you affect the woman, you affect the whole entire household, right? And when we look at that picture, can you give me a specific success story or an instance where you really said, what I am building is working?
Yeah, when we work in education all the way from K through 12. And when you can say, I've been with this child and their mother since 3rd grade, and now they're a senior, junior in high school, and where Black women are truly feeling empowered. That before I knew CHIC, I didn't have anybody except my family, but now I have CHIC, I have a village. And so I think that is empowering. And then not let alone like these young women and ladies saying like, now come, and bringing friends. What is empowering when you walk into a Saturday classroom where these young girls are voluntary to come, and we have 20 young girls from the age of 14 to 17 that's saying this is where we want to be.
On a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
That's
young girls that like, no, like we're invested because you all are invested in us. I think that's life changing.
Wow, Sade, as I look at you championing so many things, I'm impressed by the way you continue to be really at the forefront of what community looks like. You're not only in your business, but you're helping our community shape the narrative. I know that you're a part of a championing a bill right now, Senate Bill 53. Can you tell us what this legislation is about and how do you envision it really impacting and reshaping Black Colorado?
Yeah, this legislation is monumental. I would tell people in CHIC, it's collaboration and community, and none of this happens without those things. And so Senate Bill 53 is legislation, of course, that we were pushing, asking the state of Colorado, the Historical Society, to do a racial justice study on the harms that Black folks have experienced here. And so again, we are looking into 5 areas, one being housing, healthcare, criminal justice, education, and then being able to do an economic analysis. And for us, there's so much into this bill because, one, we want to protect our history.
Absolutely.
We want to hear the voices of those who have been here, the joy of Black Coloradans. But also we want to see what have been the direct implication of policies, of laws that have hindered the advancement of Black folks here. And so I think what's ironic is one of the craziest questions we get asked all the time, but Colorado wasn't a slave state, but it doesn't mean that we didn't adapt some slave practices. We still had like sundown towns here in Colorado. We just removed slavery out of our Constitution as of 2018. So I think that is the importance of this lens of like, we just want to know, how can we rectify? How can we move forward? How can we put forward reparative capital if we don't know and if we are afraid of the history, which could be beautiful, but also concerning.
Wow, knowledge is absolute power. I'm excited just to see when bills come up, whether I'm on the side, not on the side. I'm just excited to see that there's power in being able to do this, being able to move things forward that we didn't know could be studied, could be looked at. And we also know that history always informs where we're going. So kudos to you for even being a part of something that's moving these questions forward and asking, hey, what's happened to our community? Where are we going? You're not just a CEO, you're dedicated to community. Obviously, you're a steward for community. Now, I know that still leadership is a lot and it comes with a lot. How do you navigate the challenges and setbacks being a community leader? How do you navigate that? And like, what keeps Sade going? Like, what's your, this is how I keep going, this is how I keep doing it. It's a lot of work, but here I am.
I think through this leadership journey, I've had to, one, keep my faith. And praise your nose. I think sometimes when you get beaten down in this work and someone tells you no, that I can't, or this is not going to happen, that you got to step back and say, you know, maybe I just need to praise my nose, and and this is not the right time. And so I think those two things like keep me in it, my faith, and then just knowing my purpose. Nonetheless, this is hard work, but just knowing like why you're called to do it, and that makes it a little bit easier. And just understanding not everything is going to be a yes, and to rely on my community, to rely on the city that made me. Right? To say I have support. And so I think those are the beauty of being a Colorado native.
It's a Colorado native duty. I love this. For those of you at home that are saying, hey, I gotta know, that does not have to be the ending for you. As you can see, if you go and celebrate your nose, the next step is right there. Now, we know that the Black experience, it spans a lifetime. It transcends just a month. We can't confine it in 1 month. But if we came back here next February, which is Black History Month, we know, and we come back here, how would you say I can really rate progress? I can look at the growth. I can envision and see that the impact has made a difference. What would that look like? Is there a call to action that would have to be answered? How would you come back and just measure that next year?
Wow, I think in the measurement of JBC, for us, it is making sure that the Historical Society is giving the information that we are learning. Making measurement is having conversation. Measurement is making sure that even on through our social media sites that we are being courageous to stand up for what is morally right. And so I think that as you are hearing people, you are seeing people show up in this work. You are seeing bills that are being brought forward by community. That is, to me, a measurement that we are moving in the right place. And although, let's say, Justice for Black Coloradans, this path is going to take some time, the study is not going to happen overnight. But progress is just the conversation. I rather someone feel uncomfortable talking about a racial justice study than for someone never to know about it at all. And so that's progress when people can say, oh, I know what it is.
This is what I have the show for, everybody. Hello. Sade, you've given so much impactful information. As we start to conclude this conversation, do you have any final thoughts or anything you want to leave with our audience, a key message, a key takeaway, something that you want to challenge the audience to do or look into or anything of that sort?
Yes. Thank you for that question. You know, I think as we have this racial justice study, I want Coloradans to think about what is the Colorado way when we get these findings. How do we move forward? I think there is this misconception of like, we're doing a racial justice study just to get to the bag. Right. We're doing a racial justice study to be able to empirically use data to shape laws and policies, which is something that you often don't see. And so I just want to say that is the misconception, and we are inviting all into this space to have the conversation to say, what is the Colorado way in this next phase of work?
This is why we have these conversations. We often don't know what we don't know until we know it. Viewers, thank you for sharing with us and this invaluable insight from you, Sade. You're really a beacon of empowerment right here in our community, and we applaud your dedication in reshaping the narratives and really celebrating and creating equity for Black Coloradans. It's necessary. It's Black History Month. We have to talk about these things, and we have to have these conversations. Audience, let Sade's passion really be a vision for you to keep serving, a call to action for you to stay active in your community and create positive change. Stay tuned for more uplifting conversations as we continue to explore impact and inspire change. You're watching Sitting with Shay J, your go-to source for impactful stories right here within our very own community. Until next time, keep the conversations going and keep making a difference.